we're going to run new ductwork up some different chases.
Okay.
So we're going to change a little bit of the built-in cabinetry that's in there. But really the patrons won't notice a whole lot. Basically, we're going to cut out some walls and kick them out, make them a little bit deeper to add new ductwork. So there will be the air in the museum room, which has been closed for a couple of years because of HVAC issues, will be like much more pleasant. We'll actually have like fresh air coming in, and it's just going to be very nice environment. Because since I've been at the library, it's been the humidity is always an issue in the summer. In the winter, the cold's an issue. So we're hoping to just kind of get the building in a happy place.
Sure.
And that preservation that Lucas alluded to, that is important to us. Our original building is one of the few historic public buildings left in town, and it is very important to us that we maintain it and we take care of it to the best of our ability because it is so important to our community.
Sure. Again, that's Bobbi Perryman, Executive Director of the Warner Library in Clinton, with Lucas Snow in with us as well as we talk their ongoing HVAC project. But you did mention, Lucas, perhaps this wrapping up in the springtime, so kind of on the horizon a little bit.
Yeah, it is, and it's hard to tell now if you go in and see what's going on, but the majority of the work was in the basement and outside, and they got that all done, way ahead of schedule, actually. So right now, the timeline still stands. We're looking March, April. I shouldn't even tell a hard date like that. But basically, we're just waiting on a couple of missing links as far as equipment. So shipment delays. But.
Sure. And Bobbi, let's speak to how this has impacted. You mentioned a challenge keeping the library open. You do know in January at some point you're going to have to close down. How about that?
So we are going to have to close down the building January 19th through the 21st, which we were already going to be scheduled to close on the 19th. That's Martin Luther King Day, because the construction workers are going to be cutting through our floors, which are concrete and steel. And it's going to be incredibly noisy. There's going to be all kinds of things in the air that nobody should be breathing. And it's just, there are going to be jackhammers involved. So while we're definitely not a shush kind of library, we'd have to draw the line at jackhammers. It's just not going to be a good environment for patrons or for staff. So for those 3 days, we are going to have to close the building. And there might be times in the future, especially when they're doing work on the main floor, because they kind of have to do it all over the place. We might have to close the main floor, but we will move our operations to the children's floor, which is basically done. And
really?
The revere room. Wow. So what we do, and if you've rented the library after hours, we have a gate that we can pull across that goes to the main floor, and you can just use the elevator to get up and down. And we've done that before. We've moved operations into the revere room because that was a very, very cold day, but we can heat the revere room. And we've had to kind of limit what we're able to do, but you can still check out a book. You can still check out a movie. You can still use a computer, print stuff out, fax. We will make all of our essential services will still be possible. But for those 3 days, it's not really feasible. It'll be too disruptive to be open. And January is one of our slower times of the year. But I do want to take this opportunity to remind patrons that we have our 24/7 digital library that is available through our website, vwarner.org. We have ebooks, e-audiobooks, music, movies, all kinds of things patrons can still access from home.
Sure. Does the ongoing construction impact your materials in any way?
We have been able to, we have enough warning from the construction crews, which I just want to point out, they have all been wonderful to work with. They've been absolutely fantastic, that we're able to move things. So like our entire adult nonfiction war, travel and true crime, we had to move to the opposite side of the building because of construction work they're doing there. We'll probably have to remove some of our local history items because they're going to be doing work there. So far, it hasn't impacted the items themselves, maybe access to them. But the construction crews have even told Lucas, if they're working in an area and a patron wants a book from that area, they will grab it. We just let them know and they will grab it for us. So far, our collections are still completely accessible to our patrons.
Sure. Bobbi, take us back. I think we were talking about this in the summer, if I'm not mistaken, planning for this. Take us back to just when the library knew this was going to be an issue, you were going to have to address it, planning. How about some of those things?
So this has been several years in the making. The building was built in 92, and HVAC systems tend to have a lifespan of about 30 years. And when the building was built as a cost-saving measure, the plan included technology that was either already obsolete or on the edge of being obsolete.
Wow.
So it was already a lot of older equipment in 92. So that led to some failures. We had a lot of issues with the building being too hot in the winter and too cold in the summer and not being able to really control that very well. Lucas said the humidity was a serious problem because we weren't having a good balance of fresh air intake. And just not being able to do any real controls. Either the whole building was heated or the whole building was cooled. And there was no dealing with those shoulder seasons. So you'll have days in fall where it's really warm and then really cold and then really warm again. Well, the way our system worked is the heat was on or the AC was on. You could not switch back and forth. It was an undertaking
You have
to
like
turn
a 2-day procedure to turn the heat on, basically.
And
wow. Holy cow.
Yeah. And then was it 2 years ago? We had a catastrophic failure. One of our pipes, because the whole system was worked with hot and cold water, hot and cold glycol, which is like this red fluid that looks harmless, but looks like a crime scene. There's been a leak. It had been leaking around the entire building because the pipes constantly switch back and forth between hot and cold and hot and cold. And that caused expansion and contraction and lots of failures. And our museum room on the top floor of our old building had a pipe just burst. And we had glycol everywhere and
emergency welders
because we had a choice of shutting down the whole system or cutting off the museum room. So it really wasn't a choice. We cut off the museum room, which we are very excited to one day have that room back.
It's a beautiful space. It has been this is the third winter now without it.
And Lucas had just been working on refinishing windows and things up there.
It was looking really good.
And then we had to close
Still looks good. It's just dusty.
So that really kicked us into high gear of we have to do something because we're a public entity. It's a slow process because there are a lot of legal things we had to go through to find a company to work with, to secure the funding, because this is about a $2.2 million project. And while we have a certain amount of reserves that we are legally allowed to have, we're also limited on what we can have, and we don't want to wipe out our entire reserves. So just securing funding to pay for the project without raising taxes. And we are able to do this project without doing any kind of a tax increase.
Nice.
Which my boards worked very hard to
Sure. Well, Bobbi, Lucas, did I miss anything in terms of this project we didn't talk about? Yeah.
But we will be so excited when it's complete. We have encountered a lot of shipping delays. That's been, I think, the biggest issue we've run into, because we were originally supposed to start in August, but the units that they needed there in the back of the building kept getting delayed. So it ended up starting in October. So it was going to be August, January. Now we're looking October to March-ish. And our basement heat is ready to go online, except for I think we need one part.
That
still has not arrived.
So that is one thing I guess I would like to reiterate. Just like to thank the public and our patrons for their patience with all this, but soon enough, like once we get that piece, I don't think the random closures should be such an issue because those, I don't know, without the boiler running, we are just bare bones keeping it warm just enough, so
and keeping our pipes from freezing. So once we have basement heat, we have less concern about pipes freezing, and then we can take the heaters that are running down there right now, move them up. So once the basement heat is online, the random it's too cold to open closures should be done.
How do folks keep up with random closures and all that, Bobbi?
So the best way to do it is through our social media, so especially Facebook, which is at vwarner.org. We also we have our electronic message center out on Center Street that we post on. We'll put signs on our door. We will put it on our website, vwarner.org as well. We try to give the public as much notice as we have that the closures are coming.
Sure. Very good. Well, again, that's Bobbi Perryman, Executive Director of the Warner Library in Clinton, with Lucas Snow in studio with us. More to come with them on The Morning Show. WHOW.
Experience the power of better connection with Connexus Fiber Internet. Connexus delivers ultra-fast, reliable speeds to keep you connected at the speed of life. Whether you're working from home, streaming your favorite shows, or gaming with your friends, Connexus has you covered. Say goodbye to buffering and dropped calls and say hello to fiber fast internet. Ready to upgrade your connection? Sign up today by clicking the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. Nothing connects us like Connexus.
Here's Clinton Save-A-Lot owner Dave Jackson on how he works to save you money every day.
I know the retails at the stores indicator probably better than most of the people in the stores know. I monitor this closely so customers do not have to. And then you don't have to spend $40 or $30 driving round trip at 60 cents a mile to Decatur or Lincoln or Bloomington. That's real numbers. It's 60, 70 cents a mile to drive your car.
And as Clinton Save-A-Lot owner Dave Jackson always says,
hope to see you soon.
If the flu's got you down, the Warner Hospital and Health Services walk-in clinic can help you feel better fast. CEO Paul Skowron inviting you to make us your backup plan to better health. Find out more by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police splatter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. My guests in studio this morning, Bobbi Perryman and Lucas Snow with the Warner Library. And Bobbi, as we wrap up our time together today, let's highlight what's going on at the library. Hopefully we can keep the library doors open for some of these things.
Yes, and we do have some events coming up. We did have to move our sci-fi book club. They would have been meeting on the 20th, but of course we're going to be closed that day. So our book club will be meeting on the 27th instead. Our book clubs are open to anyone. We order in the books for you, and then we just sit and chat about them. So there's still time to sign up for this one. We'll be reading The Giver by Lois Lowry, which is a sci-fi classic. I highly recommend it, and it's a really quick read because technically it's a children's book, but it's still excellent. And then next month, we'll have our general book club discussion. We're reading James, and the author's name escapes me at the moment, Percival, I believe. But
Not Patterson.
No, not Patterson. But it is a retelling of the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, but from Jim's point of view. Jim is the enslaved person that runs away that Huck is with throughout the book. So I'm very excited about that. But our book club meets the third Tuesday of the month.
Okay.
And if you're interested, just give us a call and we'll sign up and get the book for you. And it's a really good time.
Very good.
Also this month, if you, like me, have a daughter who is obsessed with K-pop demon hunters.
Oh my gosh. I've got two of them.
Oh man, one's just bad enough. We have a party coming up in February 4th is going to be a K-pop demon hunters party for kids aged 8 to 12, which you can sign up for on our website. I signed up my daughter yesterday. She is over the moon, excited for it. It's going to be just a night of sing-along, dancing, crafts, anything K-pop demon hunters.
Why do you do this to me, Bobbi? Oh my gosh. My kids are going to, I was going to say, my kids are going to hear about this and we're going to have to send
them. Oh,
so,
yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 90% of my daughter's Christmas presents were
K-pop demon hunters. Yep.
If you're not into that, we do have for adults chair yoga coming up on Saturday, January 24th at 9 a.m. It's a 45-minute class that focuses on yoga and flexibility and balance, but sitting down. So if full-on yoga is not something that you can quite handle, this is still a great way to get some really good exercise in, but in a safe way. And we have one of our paint parties coming up. The paint parties are so much fun. This one is for teens. It is a Teen Paint Party Music Edition, Saturday the 17th at 10 a.m. So Cassandra Mayen is going to guide teens through a paint, kind of like if you ever watch Bob Ross, similar kind of concept. It's a lot of fun, and it's always great because the painting's going to be of the same subject, but it's so much fun to see the differences
I ran across a Bob Ross calendar the other day.
Yes.
That would be so cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, the happy little trees.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep, and I just love it. But we always have our programs on our website, vwarner.org, and a lot of them fill up fast.
Mhm.
One that I can mention, but it's already full, is every other month now we're doing a coffee and crime club. This is led by one of our employees, Kristen Haas. She also does our podcast. And it is, you bring your coffee and she will talk about a true crime case, and then you will try to solve it.
Nice.
And everyone will try to figure out what actually happened. But the one that's going to be this month on the 10th, this Saturday, already full. So if you see us advertising it, get your name on the list fast, because it goes fast.
Sure. That's awesome. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. Very good. And that's every other month?
Every other month.
All
She
right.
also started a teen crime club, which I promise is not teens committing crimes. It is
Hit a name we could
Yeah, I know,
land on.
yeah.
You got
Teen
the-
Crime
I
Club.
know.
You've got a police chief out on the other end of the studio here, so be careful how loud you say that.
But again, just talking about true crime cases with teens, and they have pizza, and it's a good time too. And that is the alternating months.
Very good. Very good.
So yeah, and the last one I want to talk about is we are having another Play-Doh party. This is for families and small children, ideally, but really it's for families to come together. It's Thursday, the 29th at 5 p.m. There'll be all kinds of Play-Doh and every kind of Play-Doh manipulative tool, anything you can imagine. We did this a couple of years ago, and it was a lot of fun.
Very good. Well, on that note, Bobbi, again, where do folks go to learn about programs, and again, to keep up with any closures that may be coming because of your ongoing HVAC work?
So you can always visit us in person, unless we're closed, at 310 North Quincy in Clinton. You can give us a call at 217-935-5174. Visit our website, vwarner.org. And we are on Facebook, Instagram, I guess it's X now. All the social medias, our handle is at Vespasian Warner.
Very good. Again, Bobbi Perryman, Lucas Snow with the Warner Library in studio with us this morning. Network news comes your way next.
WHOW.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Deposed Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro and his wife have been returned to a New York detention center following their arraignment on narco-terrorism, conspiracy, and weapons charges. They pleaded not guilty to all charges. Health and Human Services out with revised guidelines on childhood vaccinations, hepatitis,